Assalamualaikum and welcome back to morEwish cuisine. Tres Leches cake has got to be one of the world's best kind of a cake. A Tres Leches cake, also known as Pen Tres Leches, is a sponge cake soaked in three kinds of milk. If you have never had Tres Leches cake, now is the time to make it. It's a perfectly rich, sweet, satisfying cake and it's sure to be a crowd pleaser. And today I'm sharing a recipe of double layer Tres Leches cake with the fruit filling. So let's go and see what we need for this recipe. So first take a large mixing bowl, sift flour, add some baking powder and salt, and then mix everything until combined and then keep this bowl on the side. And now it's time to separate some eggs. I kept my egg white in a bowl and then transfer my yolks in a stand mixture bowl. You can use any method to separate the eggs. I use this jiggling method with the shell. Then keep the whites on the side and bring the bowl of your egg yolk to the stand mixture and just mix until it combines. Then add half of a sugar into your yolks and start mixing until yolks change their color and they turn into yellowish pale thick mixture. Here you can see they change their color. Just scrape the sides and then add some vanilla and milk. And then mix again for like a minute until everything is completely combined. Now bring back your flour bowl and transfer this yolk mixture into the flour bowl and start folding with a very light hand until flour is completely combined with your yolk mixture. Now transfer your egg whites into a very clean and dry stand mixture bowl and then add the remaining sugar and then start mixing on a high speed until egg whites turn into a soft peaks. We don't need any stiff peaks here, just a white pillowy soft peaks for this recipe. Okay, so egg whites looks perfect. Now it's time for another folding. Just transfer your egg whites onto your egg yolk mixture and then start folding. Be very gentle and just mix until they are just barely mixed. Now transfer your batter into your prepared pan. Today I am using a 9-inch spring foam pan. I just grease it lightly. You can use any size. Since I'm making double layer, you can use two 9-inch or 8-inch pan, or you can use 9 by 13-inch pan as well. So just smooth the top and then bake it on 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes or until toothpick inserted comes out clean. Then transfer it onto a wire rack and then leave it for like 10 to 15 minutes. Then invert it onto a wire rack and let it cool down completely before we hop on to our next step. So now my cake is completely cooled down. So I just took a cake leveler and cut the cake from the middle. You can use a serrated knife as well. And then transfer both of your layer into a big shallow rim dish. I'm using this plastic serving tray. And then we're gonna make our Tres Leches all 3 milk mixture. But before that, we need to poke some holes in the cake. You can use a fork or a wooden skewer and just poke the holes into both layers. It doesn't have to be any particular pattern. And then we're gonna take a mixing bowl and make a Tres Leches, and for that I am adding a can of condensed milk, some evaporated milk, and heavy whipping cream, and then mix this mixture until it's combined. And then transfer all these 3 milks into a container with the pout. I am using a measuring cup here. Now bring your Pierce cake back and then drizzle your creamy milk mixture on top of your cakes. As you pour, the mixture will begin to seep into your light and spongy cake. Try your best to evenly distribute the liquid over the surface, especially on the edges. The liquid will actually soak into the top and run down the sides and work its way underneath the cake by itself. Then leave it on the counter for like about 20 to 30 minutes until your cake will suck up all the liquid. Meanwhile, we can whip up some cream by adding heavy whipping cream into a bowl of stand mixture Add some confectioner sugar and vanilla and start mixing on a medium speed until it forms some soft peaks. Now it's time to assemble some cake. I'm using turntable and a 12-inch cake board. Then very carefully I transfer one soaked layer on this cake board. Since milk make the layer heavy, so it's gonna be a little harder to transfer, so I use two spatulas and a hand to transfer this yummy, moist, delicious goodness. Then I spread 1/3 of whipped cream mixture on this layer, and then I've added a drained can of fruit cocktail. You can use any other fruit as well. I've seen mangoes, kiwis, and strawberries for a Tres Leches cake. Then I top it off with another soaked layer of the cake, using the same technique of two spatulas. Then just decorate the cake however you like. I just spread the remaining whipped cream on top and on the sides, and smooth at the top and the edges as well, and then make some rosettes with the same whipping cream and decorate it with some maraschino cherries. Let me start by saying yum. Me and my family are big fan of moist cakes, and this Tres Leches cake blew me away. The Tres Leches all 3 milk syrup made this moist but had a light feel to it. I made this double layer, but you can make in a single layer and decorate with some fresh berries. This simple, easy, and perhaps the moistest cake you will ever have had. Has a unique flavor you cannot find in any other cakes. And if you're trying this at home, please don't forget to take a picture and send it to me. And if you want to learn something else, let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I try to make it happen for you guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this recipe, click on the links to enjoy more recipes like this.